Hi everybody, how you're doing? I hope you guys are doing good. Welcome back to my channel again. So today we're going to be talking about sewing essentials. These are things that I used when I started sewing, and if you're a beginner, someone that wants to go into sewing or later turn into a business, you would need them. I mean, there are more other things more than what I'm going to be listing today, but these are like the basic ones that I started with, and as a beginner, you should get them. And you can get them at a local fabric store, Walmart, for an inexpensive price. You don't need to splurge to start sewing when you start first. No, you don't need to, okay? And if this is your first time of seeing me, my name is Jennifer Nidu. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber based here in Texas, and I create content around fashion, dress reviews, and vlogs. So let's just get straight into the video. Guys, if you see me looking down here, it's because I have my notebook. Yep, I wrote down some things that I don't want to forget. So yeah, that's why I'll be looking down, okay? So if you haven't subscribed, guys, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Turn on the notification button so whenever I upload every weekend, you get notified, okay? And don't forget to share, comment, and like, okay? Let's move this ministry. Let's grow. The first one would be a measuring tape. So for a seamstress, a fashion designer, or tailor, whatever you call yourself, you need a measuring tape. Because you need it to measure yourself or your customer, the vertical part of your body and the horizontal. So you need a measuring tape. They're easy to get, okay? So get one, very important. I'm going to be showing you the ones that I have and the inches and centimeters, depending on what you use, but they're very important, yeah? So these are the measuring tapes that I have. This is a rubber measuring tape. You can bend it to try for armholes and all that. Yeah, and this one is in 120 inches. Is really long. If I want to make like a train for a dress, I use this one. And then this is in 60 by 60, and of course they both come in inches, and at the back you have the centimeters, but I work in inches. And then this is another tape, you know, I bought from Walmart. You know, it just goes in. I mean, there are a lot of different types of measuring tapes, but these are the ones that I have and I use. The second one would be a scissors. You have to differentiate between your fabric scissors and the pattern paper scissors. Use your paper scissors for fabric and then fabric scissors for paper. Don't try it. Like, it's a no-no in the fashion world. Like, no. That's why we have the paper scissors and fabric scissors. Don't try it. Like, so get yourself a good fabric scissors and a paper scissors. I use this to snip, like cut the thread when I'm sewing. This is my paper scissors, this fabric scissors, and this is the rotary cutter that I use. And of course, this is a heating mat. Yeah, but we're talking about scissors now. This is another one I got this online, and I got this from Walmart. And of course, this is a pinking shear. Like when you're working with fabrics that fray, you can use it so you can stop it from fraying a lot. And this is another fabric scissors. I do not use my fabric scissors to cut paper. The next one would be a roller to mark out your horizontal and your vertical measurements on paper. So having a roller is very, very important when you're drafting. Yes, so get yourself a roller. This one, it's like I use it for like armholes, or when I want to draft my pencil skirt. I use this as a pattern master. Like every designer should have this. I mean, it's not a must, but I like it because of the curves, you know. In here, I use it to draw curves, armholes, and of course it has like inches. I mean, for allowances, you know, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters. So I use this a lot. I use it to draft a lot. And then this is just like a regular ruler. You know, it's 3 inches. Right? Yeah, 3 inches by 23 to draw. And then this one, this is one of my favorites as well. I mean, you don't have to have this much rollers, you know, but I just have different rulers for different things. I also use this to add my allowances when I draft. And then this one is for like curves. If I'm trying to draft a pattern for a pants or pencil skirt, you see that hip curve? Yeah, I use it a lot. And then this one, of course, this is like a long ruler, 36 inches. So even if I want to measure fabrics without my measuring tape, I use this. And then the next one will be pattern paper. Pattern paper. As a beginner, I would highly advise you and encourage you to learn how to draft a pattern. I have nothing wrong. I don't have anything against freehand. No, it's very fast. A lot of tailors back home, they use it and they get it accurately. But if you're learning, do not want to learn the fast and easy way. So drafting papers, this, I just wanted to show you this tool that I have. I have other ones, but this is a tracing paper. I use it to trace when I already have my pattern drafted, maybe on a brown paper or another white paper that I have. It's very good. Like, I really like it. It's transparent, you know, you can see through it. And this is like brown paper that you can get from Walmart, Office Depot, Uline. I mean, you can find it anywhere. Then, of course, you can get like cardboard paper, which I buy from the dollar store. The next one would be markers, pencils, chalk. You need a pencil to draft, of course, on paper. You need a fabric marker when you want to transfer markings to your fabric. But please, 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 always test it on the fabric to make sure you can either wipe it off with water or with steam. You do not want to just mark it and end up finding out that, oh my goodness, I cannot take out this stain. You don't want to. Always test it out. Even with chalks, there's some oil-based chalk. There's one I have that literally I used on the fabric and I almost went crazy because I couldn't use steam. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. Because they said I could use steam, but this one was, and it was black. So I learned my lesson. I always test it out. And of course, the regular chalk, powder chalk, you know, but always test it out your fabric before you make any markings. Very, very important. I'm going to be showing you the ones that I have. Chalk. So this is what I use to make my markings on my fabric. I have this chalk. First one I got off Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. I've had this for a long time. This is the oil chalk. Of course, when you put heat on it, it melts. I don't like to use the black because, guys, even if you're going to use either of this oil chalk, test it to make sure that once you put heat, it disappears. I've had issues with this black one, so I rarely use this one, but I go with the white and then the regular chalk. And then, of course, I got this marker from, I don't know if you can see. Yep, I got it from Amazon. It just wipes off easily, but I would always advise you to test it on the fabric before you use it so you don't have like permanent mark on your own personal dresses or for a client. Yeah, so this is what I use. Next one would be a tracing wheel. A tracing wheel is very important if you're going to transfer markings on your fabric. For instance, if you're drafting a pattern, it's on fold, so it's like 1/4 of your measurement, right? So if you want to put it into a half scale, you're going to use the tracing wheel to transfer those markings so you can have it in a half scale. So in case you want to create like a monostrap dress or a monostrap bustier, once you have those markings, you can go out with your marker or pencil and outline them. So that's where the tracing wheel comes in handy. It's one of the tools that every seamstress, fashion designer should own. Yeah. Tracing wheel. So these are the tracing wheel that I use. You use tracing wheels to kind of transfer the lines, like when you're drafting a pattern, you know, and it's on fold and you want to create something out of a full basic bodice, you use this to transfer markings to the other side of the paper. I have an iron, like, seriously, why would you want to make a dress and not iron it? Like, press it. Why? Like, no. Having an iron at home, even in your store, a shop or studio, it's very important because you don't want your dresses looking tacky when you're done sewing. When you use the irons to press it, it just gives it a clean finish. Like, you know, it just, I mean, there's this satisfaction you have when you cut out a fabric and you sew it, you press it, you wear it, it looks good, all fitted on you. Why not? And you can use your iron at home. Yes, or you buy one from the market, from the fabric store or Walmart, online, Amazon. Start up with a basic steam iron. You don't have to go get the big ones or spend so much money when you're starting. So get one, yeah? Also, the next one would be a needle and thread. There's some designs that you really need to use needle and thread. Even when you want to sew an applique to a dress, you can't use, I mean, I've seen people use glue gun and it stays, but I fear of what if it falls off on my client's birthday or that event. So it's always good to go in and, you know, hand stitch your applique. Of course, they're very strong glue guns like Gorilla Glue and all that, but also it's always good to know how to use the needle and thread to sew in an applique, even to hem a fabric, backstitch. There is no knowledge that is wasted. So a needle and thread, very important. Of course, you need the thread for your sewing machine, for your serger. So needle and thread. Guys, sewing thread and sewing needles and machine needles. You cannot sew anything without having a sewing thread or needles. So this is a spool of thread that I buy from my local Walmart. You can get it on Joann's, eBay, Amazon. It's big and it lasts a lot. It's a serger thread, but I use it to sew. You know, I can still use it on my sewing machine, my industrial or my home sewing machine. And I have this little one that I use in my home sewing machine as well. All-purpose thread. And this is one in black. I got this from Wawak. Yeah, because it's a lot bigger, but I like it. And then this is just like regular hand needles that I use. It comes in different sizes to hand stitch. If I'm going to do like hand stitching, I use this. This one is for my sewing machine, my industrial sewing machine. It's universal. This is what I use for my industrial sewing machine. And of course, this is the curved needle. I use it to sew appliques. I use this to sew appliques. Yeah, it's curved and it's easy for me to sew appliques. And of course, it's another straight needle. I don't know if you can see it. Focus. And this one I use, they're really tiny. Yeah, they're really tiny. Them to bead. They're beading needles. Of course, this is my Singer sewing machine needle. I use it for my home sewing machine. And then I would say the last but not the least would be a sewing machine. Like, how are you gonna make your dress if you don't have a sewing machine? Who does that? Like, well, of course, if you want to hand sew, why not? You can take 2 days, 3 days to sew a dress. I'm just kidding, but you need a sewing machine. And you don't need an industrial sewing machine when you're starting off. No, you don't. I'm going to be showing you my home sewing machine that I have. My home sewing machines, the Singer Esteem 2. Like, I like it. And there are other sewing machines that are vintage, like the Singer. We have it back home, we have it here. Facebook Market, Amazon, but the basic brother Singer, like, you know, that you can get from Walmart, Amazon, Joann's, your local fabric store, they're very good to start with. Yeah, so these are like the basic things that I started with, you know, when I started sewing. And then as I grew in sewing, I graduated, I got things, I invested in more stuff. So I didn't get everything at once, no. I didn't. That's what I'm saying. If you're starting, you don't have to get everything. But if you can, fine. If you can afford it, yeah. But if you cannot, don't put yourself under any form of pressure. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope I covered most of the things I think I did. Yes, I believe I did. If there's anything you want me to do separately, I would really appreciate it if you leave it in the comment below, and I'll try my best. I'm here for you guys, you know, to give you guys what you want. Try my best to give you content based on what you suggest. So, like I always say, what God cannot do does not exist. See you guys in my next video. And hey guys, don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, okay? See you guys in my next video. Bye.